Hi everyone, happy February. So this month I'm going to jump into a reading for each star sign for the month of February, and we're going to cover off what we can expect in the month of February for us physically, and that includes our health, our finances, just anything that's happening in the environment around us. And then we're going to take a look at what we can expect emotionally this month, what we can expect mentally this month, and also what's going on with us spiritually this month in terms of life purpose, and just our own spiritual growth, personal development, that sort of thing. So I've got a variety of cards out here. I'm going to start with my fire sign people because I'm a triple fire sign. I'm a Leo sun, Aries, moon, and rising. So, yep, a lot of fire in my chart, so it only feels fair to start with them, and then after I get through those I will start working through each of the other star signs, and I will do them in the various suits, so fire, water, earth, air, to make sure that I don't miss anybody and that I get all through them. So like I said, a whole variety of cards out here, not sure which ones I will feel called to use for which people. So I feel like we're going to start with our Leo friends. So I feel like this deck wants to be used, and this deck, and this deck. So we'll see how we get on. Okay, so I'll start with mini bluebird Lenormand for each position, and I'll use these oracle cards as clarifiers. So these here are the Angels of Abundance by Doreen Virtue, and these ones here are the Power of Surrender cards from Judith Orloff. Okay, so dear God, please use me as a clear channel for messages for Leos for the month of February, guidance and insight on what they can expect. So we've got our first card here, so this is for the physical space, and this here is for our emotional space. We'll pull one now for the mental space. Mental space. I only ever pull, every read is very, very different. I only ever take cards that are flyers, and generally only if they fly out individually or a couple at a time. If I get a whole clump, I'll put them back in and see if they come out again. I never sort of cut the deck and just pick one. I wait for them to pop out on their own accord. Every reader has their own style, and there's no style that's right or wrong. This is just how I like to read the cards. So mental space. Please get one card, Spirit, for the mental space for Leos for the month of February. Here we go. So sometimes you have to be a little bit patient. And finally, a card for the spiritual space. Spiritual space for Leo for the month of February. Okie dokie. Right, I saw that one when it came out. Right, so let's turn these all over. We've got physical, we've got emotional, we've got mental, and we've got spiritual. Interesting. Okay. So what I noticed first of all, without even getting into the cards, is 3 of the cards are animal spirits that have popped out. So in the I mean, you may find that this month, Leos, you do actually have a lot of animal spirit guides that are trying to help you, and it can just be, you know, something as simple as, you know, obviously your own pets, but also, you know, you go for a walk and particular animals, particular birds show up in your path, and if they do, what I would suggest is kind of that, you know, you pay attention to them, and particularly if you're getting the same kind of animals over and over again, or if you're seeing animals that are not usually expected in the places where you're going, and they're popping up. So if it's not something that's particularly common to see where you are, and all of a sudden kind of an unusual animal shows up, it doesn't have to be in real life format. It can be, you know, you keep going to the doctor's office or to work, and everywhere it seems like photos of koala bears are following you around. There's probably some meaning in that, and kind of look into that and kind of think, well, what are these animals really well known for? Like, what are their strengths? What are their what are their strengths, and maybe what is that trying to tell me, and what guidance is that trying to give me? Anyway, going off on a little bit of a tangent, but sometimes tangents can be helpful. So for the physical space for the month of February, we've got the fox. And I love these Bluebird Lenormand cards, by the way, because they've got these really cute rhymes on them. So I'm going to read this out. I normally don't read what's on the cards, but because these are such cute, adorable rhymes, I just love them. So the fox is a number 14 card. That number may be significant if you're seeing, again, if you're seeing that repetitively, that can be an additional message for you. But so we've got the fox. The fox is sly. A friend is too. Someone may try to deceive you. With wily glances and renard snaps, evade deception and beware old traps. So there's a couple of things that come to mind. One, I would be wary of people perhaps in your social circle this month. It could be friends, it could be family members, it could be workmates. There's potentially people that have intentions to perhaps be a bit dishonest, or to kind of deliberately trick you in some kind of way. And because this, and like I said, this is in the physical position, it could be in regards to money, it could be in regards to work. There may be someone that's wanting to take the limelight away from you or something like that. So it's not something to get fearful about, because remember, you're always protected by spirit. You can always ask for protection. So it's not something you need to stress about, but it's just something that's worth keeping in the back of your mind this month, because this is a dominant energy that looks like it's going to be around you in your environment. So it's coming up really to give you advance warning, so that perhaps if you hear someone talking to you and they're making promises that sound too good to be true, or they're saying all the right things, but like in your heart and mind and whatever, you're thinking, they're saying all the right things, but somehow I don't feel it. Somehow I'm getting a different vibe from them. This card is just popping up to tell you, take notice of that. Like, there's a reason why your feelings about what they're saying are not matching up with the words that they're using. So it's just a little heads up there. We may clarify that with these cards over here and get more information on what that looks like it could be about. And then in the emotional space, we've got the bear. So it says, brawny and bold, here is the bear. Your financial positions you should be aware. Spend your resources with wisdom and care, using your power to be strong and fair. Now, with this coming up right next to the fox card, I really do feel like this person who may be out to kind of trick you or deceive you this month, it may indeed be particularly in relation to work or finances, because again, we've got this bear card coming out again. And I really do feel that, because we've got the number 14 on the fox card and we've got the number 15 on the bear card, and you saw when I shuffled, these came out in separate timing. They didn't come out together. The deck had been well shuffled in advance. So with those numbers being repetitive and with the messages about, I do feel like it's in relation to work or finances. It doesn't mean that it can only be in relation to those, but that's definitely the strongest message that I'm getting for the majority of people. With the bear, however, being in the emotional space, the bear is quite a protective, maternal kind of instinct, kind of force. So it may be a message that you actually need to be protective of yourself, like defend your boundaries with people and take really good care of yourself, and use your force in a way to protect you, not in a necessarily violent or confrontational way, but realize like you've got the strength, you've got the power, you've got the knowledge, you've got the insight to not get caught up in the same old traps. You know, maybe in the past you've got a habit where with a particular person that may be deceiving you. If as I'm talking, you kind of already have a sense of, oh, that's probably so and so, because maybe there's been someone in your environment for a while that's been like this, and automatically, you know, it's kind of jumping into your head as I talk about this. With this card, I really do get the sense of like you're actually stronger than the fox, or you've actually got more wisdom than the fox, or you've actually got some sort of advantage in this situation that you can use to protect yourself. So use that, like actively tap into that, because you've actually got the strength here. If in the past you've been caught out by this person and you've fallen for their traps and their games and whatever, you've actually, I get the sense with this, like you've grown a bit, you've got a bit more maturity now, and so you are in a position to make a better choice, to stand up for yourself better. So that's what I'm getting for you emotionally this month. Like I said, take good care of you. Bears also, I always associate bears with like hibernating and like, you know, hiding in their cave and taking their food and stuff with them, and hunkering down for a bit. And there may be that energy. I'm not saying like don't get out in the world and don't take action. In fact, the bear is a very active animal. They're very active in protecting themselves, but it may be that you also need some time at home, or some time in nature, or just some time by yourself more is what I'm getting, to recharge, because you may find that with this energy lingering around in the month of February, you may find that you know, you're a little bit drained, or you just need to take perhaps a little bit better care of yourself than you may normally need to. Okay. And mental space, we've got the moon. And it says, the slumbering moon, when it rises near, means that great honors are bound to appear. Intuition and perception soar in the night. Emotions wax and wane in the moon's light. So I'm getting a few things from this card. I'm getting that you're going to have good intuition and good instincts this month, and that's really going to help you when dealing with this fox energy. So trust your intuition this month. I do get the feeling that with the moon, your emotions might be sort of up, down, all over the place. So just go with that. Don't buy into that too much. Like don't like convince yourself that like this is bad or your emotions should be more stable. Just ride the flow of it. It will work itself out. Don't fight the emotions, but don't cling to them either. You know, let them come, let them go. Let them come, let them go. And also with the moon, I get the feeling that your mental space may feel cloudy and confusing at times. Like you may have doubts like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? I'm not sure. Like, it may be that you don't even have all the information in the month of February. If you need to make some really, if you need to make some important decisions in the month of February, and they're ones that you can possibly hold off making until March, there may be a reason to delay making the decisions, because with this up and down energy and people out around you trying to deceive you, and potentially some of this deception having to do with finances, I would certainly like review contracts a lot more finely this month. I would I would probably hold off making major decisions unless you have real clarity around them, and that clarity is consistently lasting for, you know, a few days, a good week. But if, you know, you feel really clear one moment and then a day later, like, you're all back to a state of confusion, I think that's just a sign to park it and not try and make a decision. So there may be a bit of confusing energy. Your mental space may feel clouded. You might not feel like you can trust your judgment this month. I'm getting that you actually can, because you've actually got very good intuition this month. But it may be just that more feeling of like you can't see the wood for the trees. And it may be that a lot of information is actually being withheld from you. It may be that there's secrets around, and it may be that if you just wait for better timing, you have a lot better information. And then in the spiritual space, we've got dog. And this is actually a really beautiful, positive energy to have in the spiritual space, because dog is the card of loyalty, of friendship. So it says, man's best friend, faithful and true, his soul he'd lend and trust to you. A pat on the head delights the old boy and rewards you greater with loyalty and joy. So what I'm really getting, Leo friends, is that February is going to be a month for you to focus on your spiritual development. And if you do, the universe will be loyal to you. The universe will reward you. The universe will surround you with support, with joy, but it kind of does feel like a month where you're really going to have to connect to whatever spiritual sources you normally connect to top you up. This does not have to be going to church. This may be something as simple as going for walks in nature, anywhere in your life where you have something that fills you with real joy, fills you with real clarity, something that feels very healthful to you, something that feels like once you do it, you come out in a state of peace, you come out in a state of clarity, you feel grateful for life, whatever that is for you. For some people, it can be some sort of sport, it could be yoga, it could be dancing, it could be playing golf, it could be rowing, being on the water, it could be a whole bunch of things. It could be meditation, it could be taking a bath every night, it could be reading personal development literature, or reading literature on, like saints or ascended masters, or it could be reading books about spirit animals. It may be that you don't have a spiritual practice, and this month it's calling you to find something. It may be that you want to start using tarot cards. It may be that you want to start writing about your thoughts and feelings as a way to help get clarity around certain things. It could be anything. The way you will know it is by the sense of peace you feel when you do it, and by the fact that it's not something which has adverse effects. So if it's a spiritual activity for you, it's not going to be something that affects you negatively in any kind of way. It's going to be something that only has positive benefits for you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you this month. Let's I'm actually feeling like this reading is very, very, very clear. I don't actually feel the need to pull clarification cards on any of these, because I just feel like the messages are so tight. But what I will do is use one of these Power of Surrender cards to pull a message for you about maybe something that you need to let go of this month, or something that you need to surrender to, as a sort of practical application card, I guess, about what you can do while these energies are around. So let's see what Spirit's advice is around this for Leo for the month of February. What is the suggestion, the counsel, the advice for Leos to surrender or to surrender to this month? Wow. Okay, so we've got lots of cards. I'm going to take them all. So we've got surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So with this Fox card of people trying to manipulate you. Try not to get frustrated about it. There's something in here, there's some lesson you're supposed to be learning about this. It may be that you're not someone that's particularly assertive, and that this challenge has been brought into your life this month to help you overcome this, to help you embrace your bear energy and learn how to protect yourself, use your power to stand up for yourself. We've also got surrender fear. So it says, let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself, stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. So like I say, this is not something that you need to get overly fearful about. Remember that you're protected. If you find yourself going down kind of a mental rabbit hole where you're thinking, oh gosh, and you know, what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if the next thing happens, bring yourself back, connect with your spiritual purpose, go for a walk in nature. I mean, with this card here, this card is a very naturey card, so that may actually be something that really assists you this month when you find your mind just running away with you. We've also got surrender outdated beliefs about yourself, surrender your need to always be right, and surrender your desire to control people. So, interesting. So there's an energy here of you need to perhaps protect yourself this month from people that may be out to try and deceive you. But with these cards coming out, what I'm actually getting more is that the way you're going to do that is not so much by confronting them about their behavior. It's actually by going inwards, and you're going to resolve your fears about the situation. You're going to resolve beliefs that, oh, I can't handle this, this is too hard, this is too difficult. You're going to learn to overcome them by actually being like, this is not my battle to fight. And you're going to realize, like, I don't need to convince these people of their wrongdoing. I don't need to be the person that tries to educate them or school them, or I don't need to push back. I don't need to lash out in anger. I kind of just need to detach. I need to let go. I need to step back. And there really is a spiritual principle that when one person is pushing against you, like sort of, it's almost pre-programmed in us, but what we tend to do in that moment is start pushing back, and that just actually amplifies it, and soon we're pushing more and more. But if someone's pushing against you, it's not that you need to like just take your hand down and let them take you out, but it's, you don't need to engage in a fight about it. And sometimes stepping out of the situation completely, removing yourself from it completely, and reconnecting with who you are means you keep playing your game, you keep playing your hand in life, and you don't get sucked into playing theirs. So there's a really interesting energy around you guys, Leo, this month. Like I say, don't give in to fear around it, because with the dog card here, there is definitely a sense that you've got spiritual support in your corner this month, that if you really commit to working on yourself, stepping back, not engaging in this battle, that, you know, you'll be validated, you'll be protected, you'll be supported, and that it will lead to a good place for you, irrespective of what happens with this person. So you do have a lot of spiritual support. I am going to pull one of these Angel of Abundance cards, because, like I say, it does seem like some of this energy may be around finances or a work situation or something along those lines this month. So let's see what information they want us to know. about either what we're facing or how to handle it. Got one card. I'm gonna get another card, see what comes out. That's too many. One more card. Okay. Okay. So we've got two cards coming out here. We've got donations, tithing, and charitable work. And we've got it is safe for you to receive. So there's a couple of messages here that I'm getting. Firstly, I do get the message again, there's nothing to fear, you are safe in this situation. That's the first thing that I get. But I also get with the word receive on this card and donations and stuff here, you may actually find that despite whatever this person might be trying to do to manipulate you or deceive you financially, what I get is you may find that you actually, you know, people, you may find, you know, you get unexpected sources of income. That's just for a few of you. I don't get that that's a message for everybody. I do get that that's a small proportion of people. The main message that I'm actually getting from this card is that this may be part of what helps you to connect to spirit this month, is actually to focus on like a pet project. Focus on something that like you love doing so much that you would do it even if you didn't get paid for it. Like a hobby, but some hobby or something that gives back to the community. It may be that by getting out of your head and not focusing on work and not focusing on whatever people might be doing that's displeasing or dishonest around you, it may be that what really actually supports you this month is to donate to a good cause, donate your time to a good cause, you know. And with a lot of animal spirits coming out here, it might be that, like, for example, you decide that you're going to work with some sort of animal charity this month. It may be that you really love animals. It may be that you decide to volunteer for the SPCA or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be concerning animals, but there is this sense of like you may actually find that you get a lot of support socially from joining some sort of volunteer group or helping out with some sort of cause in your community. It may be that you meet new people that are loyal, that are trustworthy, that give you good advice about how to deal with some of the situations going on. Or it may just be that that completely takes you out of this fear-based mentality because it's keeping you busy. It's giving you something to think about other than whatever this not so pleasant situation is. But yeah, for some of you, there may also be an energy of people are donating to you. You know, you might get unexpected checks in the mail, or you win a competition, or you get a refund on something that you weren't expecting. So I do get that you're safe this month. I do get that there's nothing to fear, but it might be a confusing month, and there might be sort of up and down fluctuations in your energy, in your emotions, in your your level of mental clarity about things. But it's not a permanent energy. It will move. And like I say, you do actually have very good intuition this month. So try and lean into that as much as you can. I mean, whatever you do, whether it's volunteer work or whether it's walking in nature or whatever it is, I get that the reason you're being encouraged to do that is so that you stay out of your head. Because if you're making decisions from your head this month, they may not be the best decisions for you. But if you can avoid getting stuck in your mind about things and over-analyzing things, and just trust your gut instinct about people, about the vibes you're getting from people, about anything really, I feel like you will make very good decisions. So that's it, Leo friends. I hope you have a great month, and I'll catch up with you next month. Okay, bye.